Journey, mourn, M-O-R-N, mourn, M-O-U-R-N. And here's the synopsis. Recovering from personal tragedies, a middle-aged widower and a troubled young woman share a cabin on a European riverboat cruise. Strange circumstances make for strange bedfellows when each of them has a hidden agenda. Their desperate quest to find meaning and happiness develops into more than they bargained for as they try to overcome the baggage of their past. Ladies and gentlemen, Katie Dunn and Gary Evans will now read.
Journey, mourn, mourn. Chapter 1. She stepped off the train onto the platform. In her late 20s, standing at a mere 5'3" with a lean and delicate body. She wore a Neiman Marcus khaki pantsuit with a black, modest V-neck shaped long-sleeve shirt. Her beautiful, rich, bright blend of red and orange-brown bob was covered by a matching round-brimmed beach hat. Her hazel eyes, which shifted from time to time from brown to green, complemented her hair. A fanny pack securely cinched around her waist, a backpack on her shoulder, and a suitcase in tow big enough for a 2-week journey. She sipped her Starbucks cappuccino, which she had hurriedly grabbed on the way out of the Schiphol International Airport. She had finally arrived at the Amsterdam Central Station in city center. The station was big, airy, and bright. The open glass tall ceilings reminded her of the great European Gothic cathedrals she read about. An escalator monotonously moved the crowds of travelers from the platform to the lower level. She was tired, disoriented, and overwhelmed. She extricated herself from the masses and sat down on a bench to get her bearings. She spotted an information kiosk. The only thing she did know was that the Nibelungen cruise line docks were somewhere on the Draked West. She could see from the station across the Ange, the body of water which used to be a bay, now the Amsterdam's waterfront. The old and new architectures provided a beautiful blend of coexisting harmony and synergy. The polite young man gave her a local map, and as he was pointing her in the direction of the Coenhaven-Westerhoven slip, placed his hand in a friendly gesture on her shoulder. Her acute stress response was to immediately pull away. Her fight or flight response had kicked in. A reaction developed from past events. "Sorry," she mumbled. With map in hand, she proceeded out of the train station hurriedly, controlling her breathing and gasping for air. Crossing the motorway, she got onto the walkway by the canal that was lined with elm, poplar, and willow trees, and a seasonable, gorgeous display of tulips in yellow, green, and red. Bright and fragrant hyacinths, multicolored roses, and lilies infused the salty breeze of Sandwich Beach with their scents. It felt good to stretch her legs after the long flight from Charlotte, North Carolina. She loved feeling the warm sun on her back and the light breeze in her face. Amsterdam, the capital of the Netherlands, is known for the artistic heritage of narrow-colored houses with gabled facades and Golden Age painters like Van Gogh, Rembrandt, and Vermeer. Surrounded by an elaborate canal system, it was hard for her to fathom that the city was 6.5 feet below sea level. Her paranoid side wondered how people could live here with the ocean at their door. She couldn't do it. Dragging her suitcase over the bumpy cobblestone, the wheels bouncing off the individual stones made the luggage behave like a little child who didn't want to hold his mother's hand, twisting and turning, swinging back and forth over the little grooves toward the riverboat, kerplunk, kerplunk, kerplunk. She debated if she had made the right decision to take this riverboat cruise with a stranger. Okay, well, he wasn't really a complete stranger. She had met him a long time ago when they were both volunteers at the Habitat for Humanity in Manchester, New Hampshire. She only knew a little bit of what had happened to him. Then, unexpectedly, as he was rebounding from his personal trial, he reached out to her about a half-year ago. He invited her on this European riverboat cruise, figuring that a change of surroundings would do her some good. She accepted the gracious offer. She had been making great strides in her own recovery. She had reestablished herself in a new town and state, got a new job, and changed her name back to her maiden name. She wanted to get far away from her abusive and hurtful ex. This journey held the promise of a fresh start. It was an opportunity for her to broaden her horizon and to see parts of Europe. She had never left the States. Well, unless one counts crossing into Quebec for a rock concert. Was it too late to turn back? Time had been swept aside, so it seemed, while she was enthralled in this deluge of thoughts. Looking up, she saw from a distance the berth, where the sleek and elegant cruise ship was moored. The name, Keilschem, embossed with the colors of black, red, and gold on the bow and stern. The boarding area was a beehive of activity as the crew was getting ready for departure. Taxis and buses buzzed in and out, dropping off passengers. Before she committed herself to walk down the diamond-plated gateway and onto the red carpet leading to the ship's interior, she hesitated once again. Sitting down on one of the many benches lining the embankment of the canal, in a cloud of melancholy, she regurgitating her decision. He had been one of her main pillars of support. Even though he was a long distance away, he always had been there for her, been a listening ear on midnight phone calls, an outlet to vent, providing sage wisdom. Then something happened. They lost contact and drifted apart. Oh my God, what the fuck was I thinking going on a cruise with a middle-aged man for 14 days? He's old enough to be my father. I have demanded that we put rules in place that both of us could comfortably live with during our journey. To respect each other's space and privacy, to dress appropriately when we are together in the cabin. Our long-standing friendship must remain a strictly platonic one. He's a nice guy, pleasant to be around, and based on my past experience, supportive and understanding. I can't turn back. I won't. Traveling and being around people in close quarters was still a work in progress. Bumping and rubbing against other people in the aisles and seats had definitely taken her out of her comfort zone. Her watch alarm broke into her thoughts. Damn. It was time to take her meds. She quickly swallowed her Zoloft and diazepam with a last swig of cold coffee. Taking a deep breath, she got up, checked her belongings, and made her way onto the ship.
Chapter 2. Okay. It's Wednesday, a December day, as I see the pallbearer remove the heavy black embroidered pall from the mahogany casket, its only protection from the pounding rain. I haven't spared a nickel, even though I don't believe in any of this vulture's business. Nancy would have been fine with cremation, plain and simple, but I wanted to do it right for her, and most especially for our daughter, Jasmine. Never mind the spectators. It was quite a turnout to my surprise. The shitty Thanksgiving, where everything started to unravel, flashes through my mind, and my selfish desires, declaring that she's going to stay right here by my side, and then her quick passing. All the years of suffering ended one night in her sleep. At last, she's resting peacefully. I'm fulfilling her wish to be buried at the Shirley Hill Cemetery in Goffstown, New Hampshire. From there, she can overlook the woods westward to Lake Uncanunic, which she loves so dearly. All I could do is reminisce about our time together. I'm not sad that she's relieved of her suffering and the misery of the past couple of years. She was strong for everyone around her and was a wonderful light with whomever she came in contact. Her faith, love, courage, compassion, and dedication live on in my memory and can never, ever be replaced. I can't believe that I've survived her. I feel empty, just as the house is empty without her. I'm angry at God. Why didn't he allow us to experience our 30th wedding anniversary? My plan to take her back to the old country, a trip down memory lane. It would have been a quiet, relaxing trip in comfort and luxury from Amsterdam to Budapest on a riverboat, stopping off in Vienna to see for the last time the place we met. Memories are flooding like waves. The awkwardness of me trying to impress an American girl with my sloppy broken English. Would you like to have a bottle of coffee with me? What a lame excuse for a pickup line. A tall, scrawny guy looking for a girlfriend, looking for love, something I'd never before experienced. She was so young, beautiful, and breathtaking. Fashionably dressed for the times, she seemed almost to be an angel, dressed in white from head to toe. What a babe she was. The icy cold air demands that I face the facts, the present, the here and now. Tears are again rolling down my wrinkled, red, chafed cheeks, freezing like precious pearls in my stubbled beard. The pallbearer is lowering the coffin slowly and methodically into the grave. The rain continues to pelt me and the ground around me. I'm soaked from head to toe. The chilly wind from the north is turning the rain slowly into snow. The landscape is turning from dark, dreary, opaque, depressing afternoon sky into white, snow-covered, peaceful wonderland. The new landscape reflects the pureness of my wife. She was so well-read, intellectually accomplished, kind, caring, a loving mother, faithful wife and companion, and a humanitarian to all. I feel a bitterness rooting inside of me. All her life she worked hard, and for what? To end up in a 7-by-2-foot box. Our pregnant 26-year-old daughter, Jasmine, came up to me. Papa, it's time to go. Yes, I know. I'm saying goodbye to my wife. I can't take my eyes off her casket. I just stare, frozen in place. I let go of the red rose that I've clasped in my hand. It's glistening with the droplets of rain that are turning into crystals. Each petal is covered with a thin, glassy layer of ice. Snowflakes are accumulating on them as I let go, watching it tumble into her grave. It seems life is standing still until it finally hits the top of the mahogany casket, shattering the icy embrace. My stomach is in knots and churning wildly. I can feel my daughter's closeness as she hooks her arm into mine and pulls me closer to her. I can feel her belly through the heavy black winter coat. A new life has begun as an old one moved on. Jasmine looks into my eyes filled with tears. I feel my head covered with snow. She would have loved to see and hold her grandbaby. I know, Daddy, I know. She was a wonderful mom. I'm going to miss her so, so much. I will miss her too. My voice starts to crack. We hug and sigh and cry. I see Jasmine's husband coming over to us. It's time for both of you to go. I don't want you guys catching pneumonia. I take a last glancing look below. It's a sad and grim reminder that only 6 months ago, Nancy and I buried Jasmine's sister, Amanda, our firstborn daughter. The foghorn blast from a passing ship snapped me out of my slumbering daze. I had dozed off in the lounge chair on the sun deck of the riverboat Krellschein.